What is up, my friends and family? I'm Charmx, and today I'm going to be reacting to my cardboard boat racing experience by the Odd Ones Out. Now, I've never done cardboard boat racing, so I'm not really sure what kind of experience he had, but I can assume it was a very wet one, because cardboard, you know, once it's in the water, it gets like soggy and it'll just fall apart. So I don't really think it would be a good experience. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. The original link's in the description. Make sure you go subscribe to the Odd Ones Out. And without any further ado, let's begin.
What's in the box? I said, what's in the box? I said, what's in the box?
What is going on?
I can make a great boat out of this. So this one time when I was in the 3rd grade, for some reason our teacher thought it would be a good idea to get his entire class to participate in a cardboard boat race. Cardboard boat racing is this event where teams of people build their own boats out of cardboard and then race against other people's cardboard boats. Now, you might be thinking that cardboard really isn't the best material to make a boat out of. And you're right, but cardboard is cheap, you can get big pieces of it, and they float in the water for a little bit. Perfect for making boats out of.
I guess they would float longer if you were to cover it with like tape or something. That way water couldn't get to it.
It's good, short-lived entertainment. It's yachts of fun. Apparently, a lot of other schools got their students to do cardboard boat racing. I thought it was just a strange thing my teacher made us do, but if other teachers did it, I guess he wasn't the only weirdo. I don't know what cardboard boat racing is supposed to teach you, maybe teamwork skills and shipbuilding. I mean, it would come in handy if I was stranded on an island with cardboard and duct tape and I could tell everyone, don't worry guys, I learned how to make boats out of these things in the 3rd grade. But no one else in my school did cardboard boat racing. It was just my class.
That's actually really kind of weird. If it's just your class doing it and no one else.
And I think part of the reason we did this was because the class I was in was an honors class. So we were better than everyone else. Guys, I need to tell you about how friggin' smart I am. So in the 2nd grade, everyone took this test to see if you would get put into the honors class, which, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember taking it. I just remember my mom sitting me and my twin sister down and telling us that we weren't gonna be in the same class anymore because I made it into the honors classes and my sister didn't. Haha, loser! The honors program was called DOGS, which stood for Dang! Original Gangsta Students. Okay, that's not actually the name, I made that up. If you got accepted into DOGS...
Wouldn't it be awesome if that's what it actually stood for,
you stayed in the DOGS program for the rest of elementary school. So I basically had the same kids in my class for 5 school years. And our class became known as the DOGS kids. I think since I was in the DOGS program, I wasn't bullied nearly as much as I should have been, because everyone in my class was a huge nerd. Also, I never really learned how to interact with people socially because I already knew everyone in my class. So all the dogs were cool with each other.
Wait, what does DOGS actually stand for then? Because you gave us, you know, your interpretation of it, but you never actually explained what it really means.
But all the non-dogs hated us. They thought that us dogs thought that we were so much better than them, and we were. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I think the 3rd grade is a little too soon to tell if you're smart or not. I would say that the DOGS program did not make me a smarter person. I don't speak for everyone, this was just my experience, but in high school, my twin sister was a way better student. High school didn't have the DOGS program, so me and my sister were in the same classes again, and she was a straight A student while I was about a straight B and C student. So
that's what I was. I was not a smart kid, and I'm still not a smart kid. I don't think I got A's, like, at all. Maybe once, but normally they're quite bad.
So all the math I've learned is telling me that something's not adding up. It probably had nothing to do with being in the honors program in elementary school. I probably just procrastinated a lot in high school. Okay, now let's get back to the actual topic of the video. Leading up to the event, the teacher wanted us to stay after school to help make the boats, and I, being the loyal dog that I was, stayed after school exactly 0 times. Sorry dudes, I take the bus home. And last time I missed the bus, my mom got mad at me and I cried.
Okay, I can relate to not staying after school to do stuff. I did it once and I hated it, so yeah, I can completely relate to this.
She had to pick me up. So actually, if I was deserted on an island, I wouldn't be much help. I would have to get my mom to pick me up. This event was at a medium-sized man-made lake in Arizona because we don't have real lakes, they're all man-made. And it was right next to a college, and a lot of college kids like to get drunk there. We ended up making 2 boats. One was white and one was blue with a dragon head at the front and a tail in the back, and they both could hold 10 people. There wasn't enough room for everyone in the class to get a spot on the boat, and the kids who actually helped build it got a reserved seat. But since I was a scrawny white boy that didn't take up much space, I got to sit in the very front because they were the coolest and smallest seats. seats. The person who I sat next to was this girl named Priscilla. I still keep in contact with her, and I asked if I could say her name in this video, and she said yes. Later in life, she was the first girl to ever slap me. I didn't ask permission to tell that story. While we were waiting for our turn to race, my dad got me a snow cone, and that snow cone was the very first time I remember getting a brain freeze. It hurts to eat this. Yeah, they do that. When it was
But they taste great.
our turn, we rode the boat out, and we actually stayed afloat. I mean, it was only a couple inches away from sinking, but it worked. My mom told me beforehand that if the boat sunk, I should kick off my shoes because that would weigh me down and I would drown.
Why'd you wear your shoes in the first place? I mean, I would not trust a cardboard boat to take me across the frickin' lake, okay? I mean, no. I would take off anything that could possibly get wet and that has any value.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Mom. And I remember being so afraid of the boat sinking. Not because I could drown, but because I didn't want to lose my shoes. So there we were, a bunch of 8-year-olds in a
Yeah,
glorified
I can understand that. I can understand that.
cardboard box on a lake with 3 other boxes filled with drunk college students. The course we had to take was pretty simple. It only had 2 left turns.
Wait, the college students were doing this too? Why were they on the lake?
Should have been a piece of cake. And we were doing pretty good until we had to make the first left turn. We messed up on that part. We practiced turning on land all the time, but for some reason when we were in the water, our turning maneuver wasn't working. We kind of just drifted forward. We were pretty much all stranded. We didn't know how to drive this thing, and we were running out of time since the cardboard doesn't last that long when it's wet. But there were these lifeguard/helper people going around in canoes, and one person came up to our boat and he just kind of pushed it with his paddle and he turned
Cheaters!
the boat, and we were
Cheaters! You freaking cheated!
back in the race. Well, actually, by this point, everyone else had already completed the course. But we
I
were
guess
still
it doesn't
floating.
matter then.
We were still gonna finish this. When it came time for the second turn, the same thing happened. We didn't learn anything. They never taught us this in honors classes. By this point, the next 4 people racing just went. They got tired of waiting. And while the canoe boat guy was trying to teach us how to turn, the other boats just passed us.
How is it that hard to turn? I mean, I'm not a genius or anything, by any means. But I'm pretty sure, you know, if some people paddle on one side and the other people paddle in the opposite direction on the other side, it'll work as a tank does when one track will move one way and the other will move the other and it'll turn you. I don't know what you were doing, but you were obviously doing something wrong.
Eventually, we did get the turning thing down and we made it back to shore. The boat stayed up the entire time. Out of the 4 people we raced against, we came in 8th. I kinda wish something bad did happen.
Is that last?
Like the boat flipped over or a shark ate one of the kids. That would have been a better YouTube video. But that also would have been lying. And then afterwards, the president came down and high-fived all of us. And to prove I'm not lying, here's some pictures of me in front of the boat. We had to take the dragon head off because it didn't fit with all of us, but we kept the tail. And you'll also notice how cramped the seats are and the girl who later on slaps me. Here's a boat with a roof. Here's a picture of
Oh, that boat looks sick.
the snow cone that gave me my first brain freeze. Here's us in the water next to a pretty big boat. And look,
That thing's huge! That boat looks like an actual, like, legit boat that someone put, like, cardboard over top of. Maybe that's what they did. Could you imagine if they actually used a real boat and then they just put cardboard and, like, layered it on top of it to make it look as if they created this? That would be hilarious and very sneaky. Very sneaky.
other white boat is getting blocked off by the bigger boat. Notice how our boat is going in the wrong direction and how close we are to being submerged. And here's a picture of the grown-ups carrying the boat out of the water after a long day.
It's really small.
And I'm not in this picture. I wanted to get to land as soon as possible. Here's a picture of me during Halloween. I dressed up as a ninja. I think it was the Halloween after the bunny.
What? It's kind of random. Why are you showing this picture? It's kind of random.
And there's a plushie of a Neopet in the background. Do you guys remember Neopets? All my Neopets are probably dead now. Here's a picture of me with a giant pencil. It's actually a model rocket, but it looks like a pencil. Isn't that adorable? Remember my science fair video where
Is that fake? I mean, that looks fake.
I launched rockets? Yeah, this wasn't that time. This is a completely different model rocket. And here's me in a tub of animal plushies. And this bird plushie right here was actually my favorite. I got him from someone else's birthday. It was in a goodie bag. It was a pirate-themed birthday. So it was like, you know, a little tiny parrot.
What is going on? What does this have to do with the cardboard boat racing?
Really like that bird. His name was Birdie, and now he's gone. And here's me dressed up as Galileo.
Anyway, guys, I hope you like this video. I'm surprised at the actual size of the cardboard boat. Like, when it showed the actual pictures of it, it is not big at all. And then, why was there, like, this massive one that looks like a legit boat? I mean, one of the cardboard boats that, you know, one of the cardboard boats that was there it looked like an actual boat. It was freaking massive. So that one really makes me think that people cheated and they just took an actual boat and put cardboard over top of it and like layered it to make it look as if it was a cardboard boat, but in reality it was a real boat because that looked way too like real. Anyway, I hope you guys did like this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, possibly share with a friend if you're new, and subscribe to join the family today, and also make sure you go subscribe to the Odd Ones Out. And without any further ado, I'll see you guys next time.